For forthright and upfront, matter-of-fact Saints content, follow this man, the Saints Adam, on YouTube.
Hello fellow fans of the mighty Saints. It is 25 to 6 in the morning. I've been up for about 40 minutes, had me brekkie, well, one slice of toast and a cup of tea, and my usual supplements. It's match day today. The championship starts for us, at least the Premier League, and there's been some sort of unpredictable results this week, so I'm hoping that everybody's expecting Watford to win today, so we can get some unexpected result ourselves, although most people would think we would win this. Anyway, I'm going to try and do a not going to the match day vlog today, because I'm doing a 9-hour shift. Begins at 6 AM, and by the time I finish at 3, game over. And off I go, last shift for a week, and there is faithful old chariot. It's starting to get light, and it feels like it's going to be another hot day. Actually, there are some clouds in the sky. I don't think that will detract the humidity. So, with so far no extra news on Taylor Harwood-Bellis' situation, there's no way they're going to sell him for 17 million euros, so but it could be a forerunner to a transfer deadline move, which then of course would leave us fairly short at the back. But confident, barring injuries, he'll be in the side today, and it will be a continuation more or less of the sort of side we were putting out during that great run we had at the end of last season. So obviously we always want our team to win, don't we? But at the moment, we're desperate to prove the trollers wrong, all those holier than thou fans from other clubs that have never ever been in trouble, never broken any rules, and they're obviously highly entitled to levy childish sort of insults at our football club, despite the fact that we've had as I've said over and over again, we've had our punishment. So yes, it's going to be really difficult around about 12:30 today, because I'm going to be on the shop floor scrabbling to find ways to keep in touch with the match. But it's interesting, isn't it? People who follow the Saints, maybe have a season ticket like me and can't go to games due to work. How do you manage? Especially if you're working in a retail establishment, unless you're the boss, I suppose you can do what you like. But if you're working in a retail establishment and you're not supposed to have anything other than yourself on the shop floor, no phones ringing. Sorry about that. That's my dash camera seems to think the battery's running out. Anyway, so yeah, what time is it now? It's 10 to 6. I start in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go up to the shop now and wait to get in. Here we go. So it's 11:15, started work at 6, still haven't had a break yet, although one's coming up very soon.
I've just realised the kick-off's at 1:30, not 12:30, because that's just the time that the programme starts on Sky. And quite hungry now.
Nearly 6 hours later, finally get a break, and for this break they have the wonderfully light M&S cheese children's based sandwiches along with a pack of the wonderfully plain ham children's sandwiches, because I don't intend to be fat long term. That will, of course, a nice cup of tea. It's my 15-minute break, and it's 1:30, and I have, so lifting it up, at least the first 10 minutes of the game, where they paid tribute to Kenny Jackett, who a former Watford player who passed away recently. On the screen was Kevin Keegan also having tribute paid, but the commentators made no comment about Kevin Keegan. But here we go. The game has started. I've got probably about 12 minutes of it to watch. Hopefully TalkSport, I've got it on the radio, and maybe I can tune into it then and watch the last 5 minutes when I get home from work. I may be able to do some celebrating in the shop, hopefully so.
So the teams are out, and I'm pretty sure that the team I predicted on Friday night on the podcast is pretty close to the one I've predicted for today. That's 35 minutes to kick off, i.e. it's 12:55. I'm hoping to get my second break in time to watch a little bit of the opening exchanges.
Graham has pointed out that Loser, the Watford player, is not in the squad today. There's also a chance that Saintsbury might be trying to sign him. Well, I said to him that if he joins us, he can't be called Loser. He's got to change his name by deed poll to Winner, W-I-N-N-A. Just looking at our garish second kit, there's actually elements of it I quite like. I like the shiny badge for starters. I might be starting to get a bit swayed by watching Saints play in this kit. Tell you what, if we win this match, I'll buy it. A great run forward by Saints, a breakaway, like a counter-attack on 5 minutes. Great combination between Cienza and Dobbin, but the linesman's flag was up at the end of it. But yeah, it's like something we should have scored from. That's 2 chances that Saints have had in the first 7 minutes. Well, Watford's Cipriano has just taken out Leo Cienza, who's gone down holding his shoulder. It does look like a potential dislocated shoulder. Let's hope we don't lose him. He's holding his face. He does look genuinely in pain, and this is not a good sign for Saints. Tom Fellows is warming up. Saints have a free kick-off. This is going to be my last viewings of the first half before I go back down to the shop floor. Cienza's still holding his shoulder in a gingerly way. And after all that, nothing. Though Saints still have the ball. I've got 2 minutes. And just as my break finishes, Watford score. And that's the end of that. We won't get anything more than a draw out of this game. Typical Saints. So eventually I get out. It's 2-1 to Watford now. It's a very feisty match. I just feel that Tonda's sort of started with the wrong lineup. Really should have started with Azaz. Really, the side have not respected Watford enough. Not enough shots on target. I think we've scored with the only one we've had so far, and it's looking like a usual poor start to the season for us. The other thing, of course, with Southampton initially being 2-0 down, all TalkSport, i.e. Spurs Radio, wanted to go on about is, it's because of Spygate. Yes, because Southampton must be playing on the players' minds. And the other thing, of course, is that whenever we look like we're going to lose, it's going to be down to Spygate. They will not even the blimmin' useless commentators on these substandard radio stations can be a bit more imaginative with the reasons why a team isn't necessarily going to be playing well. You've got players there who've signed for the club, who were involved in Spygate, that could have just walked away. Daniel Peretz and Carl Larin, but no, they've come to the club to do a job. The team itself on the day has not done a job, and I really get frustrated with these poor starts to the season we keep on having. Now, yes, we beat Wrexham first game last year, but we were 1-0 down and we really didn't deserve to get the 3 points that day. It was a very similar performance to that I've heard so far. And I got sort of as per usual, if you look at the Mighty Saints podcast, when I predicted a 2-1 win. But anyway, on to Watford. How are you guys feeling about, how do you? I know your predictions. I'll put them back up.
Look at you. Just typical, Adam, isn't it? Just typical. Look at you.
Yeah, but if I do it the other way and we lose, I'll be grumpy. But no, I've got 2-1 to Watford because it's an unknown quantity at the moment. So I'm going to play it safe. I want to get that one wrong, but if I get it right, it's extra bonus points for me. Got very negative responses from my co-hosts, but I have this feeling sometimes with Southampton that they can't rise to the occasion on certain times and certain instances. I think when you're on a 31 game or whatever it is, and 21 game run like we were on, because I don't think it's going to be unbeaten after today. You sometimes get this thing that you think you're automatically going to get the win. You've got to respect every side in the Championship, otherwise you don't earn the right to beat them. And at the moment there's a few minutes left, and we're losing 2-1, and the best we can hope for obviously is a draw, which wouldn't be disastrous, but we're still well and truly in the minus. And I said before this that this is a must-win game. All these opening games, because of our -4 deficit, are must-win games. Anyway, there's still a bit of the game left. I'm heading off into the house. Ryan Manning I was listening to it on the radio, like Ryan Manning was appalling in the first half, and he's come out the second half and played really well, but here he's going to take one of his chips over to the corner flag free kicks when it needs to be right on the money. So they've taken Larin off. Get in! Shoot! Oh, for f***'s sake, what was that? Come on, Ryan, get it crossing. Oh, we could have done Larin on that one. Shoot! Oh, get out the bloody way. Who was that? Oh, it's bloody Azaz. Get it in. Oh, my God, the control. That was bloody awful.
Who was that?
Finn Azaz. And that was bloody awful too. Come on, Saints. What do you reckon of the kit then? I like the silver badge. That's about it, really. He's bringing Ben Brewers and Diaz on.
What's the point?
Exactly. They're not going to get anything out of this match.
That's it.
They haven't put a decent ball into the box. I think we've had one shot on target throughout the whole match, which we scored from. Bloody terrible corner. So you got a lot of players in the 6-yard box, and Ryan Manning curls it away from the 6-yard box. What's the point in bringing strikers on and them not giving them the ball? Oh, come on, ref. Book him for diving. What?
He's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him. He held his money maker and didn't even get his money maker touched. How's that his face? Didn't touch his face.
Touched his chest.
Yeah, this has proved that they are going to struggle with the stick they're going to get.
Yeah.
This is a team that has come. That's the problem. The teams are now going to play up against us because they've got it against us. This Spygate thing, so they're going to play better. All the lower teams, mind you, always do poor against the lower teams, but all the lower teams are going to play up against us. So this is where we're going to be in trouble. Every time one of our players touches the ball, they're getting booed. Come on, Arabellis. Oh, you twonk! What a chance that was. That should look at him.
Look, he's taking the piss out of him. Taking the piss, don't let him take the piss.
That should have been the equaliser. That was the chance. What a terrible shot.
Don't let him take the piss.
He's not a striker, granted, but he should have scored, or should at least got it on target. Scuffed it. He put himself in a brilliant spot and scuffs it. What was he doing? Do you think he's got a bet on not scoring? Oh my God.
He's fucking off, isn't he? That's why.
That should have been the equaliser, and he bloody knows it. So we got to play twice as good as we normally do. You actually learn quite a lot from this.
But the problem is, though,
Saints don't respect teams from other teams in the league.
He's frightened of people playing because he's frightened of getting accused. Oh, you spied on us. So
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. It was either going to go that the other teams are going to play up against us and we're going to lose, which is what happened today, or we will fight, and they haven't fought. Yeah. They haven't fought at all. They haven't respected Watford. Even though all these teams are going cheats, you've got to respect the players on the pitch. And that's why we can learn that this is going to be another very hard season for us. Probably harder than the last one.
I mean, they're saying we won't.
Not on that evidence, we won't know. I don't understand why he didn't start with Azaz, because him coming on seemed to make a difference. But we should have equalised. Oh, we're Bellis. Oh, God, it's just awful. Anyway, I'm stopping there.
Welcome to the Saints Adam channel. This is my 5 pints after the Vectis reflection on the game. Before I talk about the actual match itself, I just want to talk about Spygate, because actually it doesn't matter if we want to try and forget it or not. We can't, because every single championship game that I've watched this season, or this weekend, sorry, has mentioned it, and it mentioned it quite a lot today before we went out and actually played. And I do wonder if all of that outside noise is having an impact on our players. I don't know. I don't know if it is or isn't, but I feel it possibly might do. I don't know. Onto the game today. Watford had nothing to play for. They weren't expected to win. To be fair, we started quite brightly. We looked all right, and then we gave away 2 silly goals. It's stupid. They were 2 silly goals. To be fair, Watford were lucky, because and a lot of people have had a go at Stevens today, and I can understand why. But the clearance or whatever it was that he did, if it had landed anywhere else, it wouldn't have mattered. And actually, there were still players there that could have done something to stop him from scoring, but they didn't. I don't know why he didn't just hook it out of play or whatever. And then for the second goal, again, it was a mistake in the middle. I can't remember who it was, to be fair. I'm really sorry about that. And he just ran and ran and ran. Nobody stopped him. And I feel, and I love Peretz. I think he's a great keeper, but I think he could have possibly done better with both goals today. I don't know. I think the first half performance just was not good enough. It was poor. It was really, really poor. And actually, Watford, after scoring the goals, was rose in confidence and didn't really let us in. We had 0 shots on target in the first half, which is poor. We did get in the second half. Larin scored. It was a great goal. Good old Larin. But I did thought our set-piece delivery was a bit poor today. Corners were awful. I think Cienza went missing after getting taken out of it in the first, 5-10 minutes of the game. It was quite a crunching tackle, but he didn't really look up for it. I love Matsky. I think Matsky's a good player, but he really didn't really look I don't know, look for it today. I wonder if Fellows would have been a better option, bringing him on. I know Adozie came on. Adozie didn't do a lot. The City player looked okay. He only had a couple of touches. Azaz, of course, is always going to be great, but did we push enough to get that equaliser? I'm not sure we did. I'm not sure that we really deserved anything from that game. From Watford point of view, well done, Watford. If you keep playing like that, you'll be okay this season. It's a wake-up call, isn't it? Because we're still now -4 points, and everyone expects us to at least get a draw today, and we didn't. So now we're -4 points, and of course -7 behind the leaders. Our season starts next week, really. We've got to do something against Stoke. Whether we can or not, I don't know. I think, we've got to. We've actually got to come out. We've got to start strong. We've got to start with some belief. I know Tonda was quite happy with it. He was quite happy with the result. Well, not the result, but the actual performance. He seemed okay with it. I don't know. I couldn't hear it. I was in a pub, and there wasn't many people in there, so I couldn't really hear couldn't really hear the fans, how the fans reacted to it. We looked okay, but we looked a bit ponderous. We looked a bit slow, but we've looked like that pre-season, really. and we looked a little bit like that against Colchester. We just need to up the game. It's not, of course, it's not the end of the season. You know, it's not the end of everything, is it? It's one game, and again, it's like a lot of teams are going to play against Southampton like it's a cup final now, and they're going to want to beat us. And the other teams, you know, other teams' fans are going to say, "Brilliant, they've lost." It's the end of our unbeaten run, which is a bit gutting, really.
Well, thanks as ever, Graham. Unfortunately, his audio dropped out after that clip, so I'm sure he had a few other interesting things to add to his views, which were quite similar to mine, and probably everybody else that was watching that match. I haven't watched any other content in connection to that game. I'll be probably absorbing all that tomorrow on the first day of my holiday, but obviously I was pretty disappointed and cross to a certain extent as the game came to an end. I haven't really changed that feeling too much, because we've had all these months of being sort of, you could say, brainwashed into thinking that the club was united and that they had a siege mentality and they were going to go out there and sort of mentally beat all these warring away fans who are just going to be abusing the players all the way through the match. And clearly they were to extent, but they didn't come out looking as if they were ready for anything, to be fair. I don't know if it's because the transfer window is still buzzing around, especially with Taylor Harwood-Bellis. You know, I'm pretty sure he's a very professional lad, but he must have something in his mind in regards to sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, in regards to a potential move away from the club. You know, obviously the first bid that came in was not appropriate, shall we say. I got bits and bobs through Spurs Radio, who call themselves Talk Sport. Their commentator was pretty rubbish, to be fair. Kept on calling Matt Suki. There's a new player called Matt Suki. Do your research on pronunciations, mate, come on. And apparently Wellington, who's been playing for us for a couple of years, is called Wellington. So 2 new players playing for Saints, according to Spurs Radio's useless commentator, and it was so irritating. We landed at half-time. Instead of doing proper punditry, all they could go on was Spygate. You know, whatever, even if we win, it's going to be, they've won despite Spygate, and it's bloody annoying already. But anyway, I just want to use this opportunity to say thanks to all the people that have been subscribing to the channel over the last few days. I've been slightly overwhelmed by it, and of course a couple of people have left. I accept that. It is free. It is no, you know, if you subscribe you can leave if you like, but I'd rather if you stayed if possible. Aiming for that 500 mark, and last check it was 435, I think. So just need another 65 subscribers to achieve our first target. So later on this week, the Mighty Saints podcast will return for the preview of the Stoke game. I might be, I haven't quite decided yet, going to a stadium tour on Thursday. I booked a stadium tour for both myself and my wife. My wife seems to think it was just basically for me, so I'm not quite sure she's up for going, but we'll see what happens with that one. And then of course the usual match day vlog, rather than not going to the match day vlog, will return for the Stoke game. So both me and Deb are really looking forward to that. It's one thing, Deb does like going to football matches. So if you come and see, or if you do see me, do come and say hello. You don't have to be interviewed, but obviously you're welcome to come on camera and have a chat with me if you want. But I'd love to see you guys, you know, at football matches, and it's always nice to hear that people are watching the show. So anyway, see you again next time, and you know, chin up. Come on, you Reds.